Hey guys, welcome back to a new video, which is for those who just started Android development or who wants to start and they want to know where to start and how to do it. The first thing I want to actually tell you is that I hate roadmaps. I don't like them and they are very frustrating and overwhelming because they always encourage you to just watch tutorials and learn, but they never tell you to actually build apps, which is the real learning. That's how you really learn and that's how you become a good Android developer. But still, there are some tips and fundamentals and things you should do when you learn Android development, and that's still exactly what I'm going to tell you. And among these things is building apps. But now the thing that you should also know is that learning does not come overnight. You need to be patient, you need to be consistent. You should not jump from something to another. You find Android a little bit complex, then you go to iOS. You find iOS a little bit complex, you go for web development, and believe me, at this point you are already lost and messed up. If you start with Android, stick with Android, do not leave it, and be patient. That's how great things happen. But now let's actually get started with the video. Okay, in 2024, what do you do to learn Android development? The first thing is that you need a language, which is Kotlin. That's the primary language for Android development. Java was in the past, but now it's Kotlin. You need to learn Kotlin, and then you need to learn the Android fundamentals like activities, fragments, configuration changes. And after the fundamentals, you need to learn to build UI with Jetpack Compose, of course. That's the new framework. It's not quite new, it's probably 4 years old, but you need to learn Jetpack Compose, build some UI with it, learn material design components, and also you need to learn some of XML, understand the basics of XML because it's still widely used until now. And I personally still sometimes need to work with XML, especially on existing code bases. And when you learn the fundamentals and UI, you need now to start building an app, like for example, what I started with, which was a calculator app. Just build a functioning calculator app and build some beautiful UI for it. Make it do what it should do. Your code readability and scalability doesn't matter as long as the app does what it should do. And also you can build some camera app that just has a camera view with a button. You click on it and then you take a picture. You may need to store that picture or save it and use this device. So now you need to know how to deal with storage. You need to know how to ask for permissions for user storage if you need to actually ask for that permission. And at this point, as you can see, you are already learning things beyond what you just know. So you need now permissions, you need storage just for a camera app. And these things, you actually need them a lot in the industry. Like there is no app that doesn't require permissions. So now you are actually learning what the industry needs. And now you need to learn Roam database to save data in user's device. So you can build a notes app in which users can create some notes. And then even if they close the app and open it again, their notes should still be there because they are saved persistently in their device with Roam database. You can also build some to-do list app, and you can even take this to-do list app to the next level. For example, schedule a reminder for that to-do list and then notify the user when that to-do list time comes. And now you need to learn about notifications, scheduling alarms, and these again are things that the industry requires. Now you should actually learn a Retrofit, which is a library for making network calls and basically connecting to an API, getting data from there or fetching data from there and then showing it in your app. You can find tens and hundreds of free APIs that you can use. You can select one of them and then use it to fetch data from it and then display it in your app. The data can be an image, a text, or anything. You should know how to display that data and interact with that API with Retrofit, which is quite an easy thing. And right now you probably need to learn coroutines and flows because while you are building an app with Roam database and Retrofit, you used actually coroutines everywhere there. I mean, Retrofit can't work without coroutines because it's a task that takes time, so it needs a coroutine for that. Now you learn coroutines and flows to understand even how these work better, and also with flows and view model you can handle configuration changes better, and you can now already check the apps you are already built, like the to-do list app, the notes app, the API, the app that uses the API, and see if you've used those properly and then make adjustment to make your app works better and functions better. And at this point you need to learn a design pattern in the clean architecture. The most popular one among Android development is MVVM, which is a design pattern that makes us separate logic from data from UI, so we can make our app testable and scalable and maintainable, and also other developers can interact with it, add features and remove features easily. That happens with a clean architecture. Now at this point, you should build a first offline app. So a first offline app is an app that fetches data from an API and then caches it in user's device with a Room database. So for example, the very first time the users open the app, you try getting the data from Room database, but the database is empty. You then fetch the API, get the data there, cache it in their device with Room database, and return what you have in the database. And the next time or the second time they open the app, you actually get in what you have in the database until they, for example, refresh. Then you give them fresh new data that you can fetch from the API. Now at this point, just build more apps and experience more things. And as you build, you will learn what you need and you will learn more complex concepts and make your code better. You can try applying to a mentorship in which you see how others write code, you learn from others, get review and feedback, because right now you're just building by yourself. You don't really know if your code is good enough or not, is readable or not. You can get to a mentorship or apply to a job or even try freelancing so you can get feedback and learn from others. Now, one thing I think you should also know is actually building a backend. If you already know how to build backends, then that's good. If not, you can learn Ktor to build backends with Kotlin, our favorite language. Try building a backend with that. Try doing now authentication and saving users' data in a remote database like Mongo database, and actually your backend connects to that database and then you just interact with your backend. And actually with this backend and authentication and users, you probably also need to learn how to synchronize data between your local and remote database. And you may need to do this in the background, so you can use a work manager for that, which is just another industry skill. And now let's get to the video. And also you have authentication, so even if the users uninstall the app, they can just install it again, sign in with their account and then get their data back. You can do this with a backend. You can deal with, for example, GWT tokens and authentication in general, which is a really good thing to know. You can also do this with Firebase Bytes. I personally don't like using Firebase. I'd rather build my own backend with Ktor, which is in my complete control. I can do anything with it. I don't have any limitations. And actually, this is now what you need to do and how you can learn Android development in 2024. And the most important thing is that you need to be patient and consistent. Things don't happen overnight, things take time, and it does take time to learn Android development because that's an industry skill in which you want to make a living. So actually this is it for this video. I will link all the videos I've mentioned here in the description in which you can learn these concepts that I talked about. See you in the next video and bye.